killer behind bars in Virginia. Tonight, police linking him to the deaths of 4 women already. They say he used a shopping cart to carry their bodies away. And tonight here, the concern, there may be other victims. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas now.
Tanita Laura Smith, age 39, and 54-year-old Aileen Beth Redmond disappeared in Harrisonburg, Virginia this fall. Authorities say they were murdered. Their bodies found Thanksgiving week in a vacant lot, allegedly transported in a shopping cart. 130 miles away in Fairfax County, Virginia, officials found this shopping cart and 2 more bodies in a container. One of them believed to be 29-year-old Cheyenne Brown, who was 4 months pregnant. Authorities claim 35-year-old Anthony Robinson killed the women and that he's a serial killer. He's now in custody, but authorities fear there are more victims.
Our serial killer is called the shopping cart killer. He preys on the weak, he preys on the vulnerable, and he does unspeakable things with his victim.
Police say Robinson met the women through a dating site, would lure them to motels, and then bludgeon them to death. Authorities say they have found evidence, including surveillance footage, that ties Robinson to both scenes.
It's fair to say that on the dating apps that he is known to use, there are other people that you need to contact.
There are. We know he's been in contact with other people. We found 4 people that didn't make it.
David, police believe the suspect traveled as far north as New York and up and down the East Coast. Tonight again, David, there's urgent concern that there could be more victims.
Pierre Thomas.
We are following some breaking news as we come on the air tonight. Police in Fairfax County, Virginia currently have a man in custody that they're calling the shopping cart killer. They believe the 35-year-old D.C. resident Anthony Robinson is a serial killer who brutally murdered at least 4 women he met through online dating sites.
Yeah, so investigators have been on this case since at least November when they found 2 bodies down in Harrisonburg. Then just this past Wednesday, they discovered a container near a motel in Alexandria, and inside of that container were the remains of 2 more possible victims. They believe that Robinson would meet the women on dating sites, kill them, and then use a shopping cart to transport their bodies. And on top of all of this, police fear that this may only be the beginning.
He's behind bars right now, but that still doesn't take away from the urgency that exists to identify any other victims that might be out here, literally beyond the Commonwealth of Virginia and up the East Coast.
That's Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis there. So the investigation may only be scratching the surface right now. If you know someone or someone you know potentially had contact with Robinson, you are urged to reach out to Fairfax County Police immediately.
Good afternoon, everyone. I join Chief Davis in sending our condolences to all the victims' families in this tragedy that happened across the Commonwealth of Virginia. On November 23rd, 2021, Harrisonburg Police Department identified 2 female victims that were found dead in an open lot in a commercial district of the city of Harrisonburg. Anthony Robinson, age 35, was arrested as a result of video surveillance and cell phone records that connected him to 2 victims. The first victim, as Chief Davis mentioned, was Elizabeth Redmond, age 54, of Harrisonburg, and Tanita Laura Smith, age 39, of Charlottesville. Harrisonburg Police Department and Charlottesville Police Department were conducting 2 separate missing persons investigations, which resulted in narrowing the focus to search this open lot. Both women were discovered within a short distance of each other, dead, although their deaths took place at 2 separate times. On November 30th, 2020, a Metropolitan PD contacted the Harrisonburg Major Crimes Division and noted that the last known person that a missing person that they were investigating had contact with Robinson. It was a result of that information HPD Major Crimes was able to determine that through cell phone records that contact took place in and around the area of the Moon Inn on Richmond Highway in Alexandria. Then we received contact from Fairfax Police Department, and Major O'Carroll's team contacted us. And so then we began this coordinated effort to track down more victims, unfortunately, that were at the hands of this shopping cart killer, Mr. Robinson.